be a terrific game here tonight. Here at Little Caesars Arena tonight, the Detroit Pistons taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia controls the tap. To Simmons. Out of bounds. Last touch by the Pistons. It remains Sixers basketball. Off the assist.
This guy has posted 12 triple-doubles in his first full rookie year. That's his second most by any rookie in NBA history while leading his team to the Eastern Conference Finals. But how about this? When's the last time we said the most effective player maybe in the league has a glaring weakness? He was 0 of 11 from the three-point line for the entire year, did not make one three-point shot. And how about free throws? He shot 56% from the free throw line. You know who shot better? Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan. But with all that being said, this young man still finds himself in a position to be one of the most dominant players in NBA history.
Now a pass stolen by the Sixers. Fultz. And he can't get it to go down. It's no good. Jackson with it. Down just a couple. Gets a look. Can't hit.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Knocked loose. Reggie Jackson. Tough matchup against Butler. Fultz. To Embiid. Can't connect from in close. Jackson with it. Down 4. Butler to bring it up. Looking to make something happen. Big finish at the rim.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back. Everybody communicated. Everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Jackson with it. 8-2 our score. Knocked loose. Sixers have it.
I'm hearing some boos from the crowd. They know just like I know you're not getting back on D.
Jackson with it. 10-2 the score. Reggie Jackson, 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Ed, I'm telling you that every player in the league will make that shot. The defense has to be elevated.
To Simmons. Markelle Fultz. Rises for the slam.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Jackson with it. Margins 8. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. J.J. Redick at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 89%. The free throw good as he completes the three-point play, and the lead is up to 9. It's Detroit's ball. Ish Smith taken by the Sixers. To Simmons. Jimmy Butler, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
You know, Jimmy Buckets really has an inspiring story. From being homeless at the age of 13 before moving in with a friend, reads like a basketball version of The Blind Side. That grit has become the fabric of his DNA. From Tyler Junior College to Marquette to the 30th pick in the first round, are you kidding me? To where he is now, Jimmy Buckets has had to earn every inch that this game has given him.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Ish Smith, guarded by Jimmy Butler. To Griffin. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Dwayne Casey needs a timeout. His guys have flat out sleepwalked. It's been a brutal first quarter.
These moments as a player are extremely exciting. Let me tell you why. For the team that's losing, this is a true defining character moment for them. So many teams can just fall over, roll over, quit, think about the next game. But the true competitive teams, the ones that really actually want to continue to claw and fight, they're going to find a way to get back in this ball game. They may not get back into it scoring a lot of points right away, but they're going to keep chipping away at this monster.
Knocked loose. Sixers have it. To Fultz. Markelle Fultz. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Whew, I don't think anyone saw this one coming, but it looks like they're trying to send a message. Look into their eyes. They're laser focused. They're playing as if this game is tied.
Ish Smith to Drummond. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They look lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
And stuffs it home.
It's going to be a long road back, I'm not going to lie to you, but it's only the first quarter, and that's exactly what you needed. You needed to see the ball go in a couple of times.
To Butler. And one. Embiid, good through the contact. And going to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Joel Embiid trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Missed it at the line. Ish Smith. Layup goes down. Well done.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
To Fultz. Slam dunk for Markelle Fultz. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
To Luke Kennard. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. To the rim. Lays it up and in.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. From the painted area, won't go down. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That ends the first quarter. And a great start for the 76ers. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Pistons ball here. Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
Okay, I saw a little bit of a handle there. But let's see if that confidence is still there down the stretch.
To Butler. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
A bad pass as the Pistons come away with it. Trying to cash in, taking advantage of the turnover. Sixers call for time as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Substitution being made in this one. Oh, Ben Simmons. 3 for 3 in this first half.
As a rookie last year, Ben Simmons averaged 16 points a game and posted 12 triple-doubles, the second most by any rookie in NBA history. Or was last year really his rookie year? We can debate that one later.
It's in the hands of Philadelphia. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Jackson. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Butler to Fultz. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. New blood coming in for both sides. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Reggie Jackson. Shot from the lane won't go. Fultz with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Jimmy Butler at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. Free throw's good. It's a three-point play. This big first half continues. Knocked loose. Nothing's going to stop him in pursuit of the basketball. To the basket goes Jackson, but his shot won't fall.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
J.J. Redick. He's 2 for 2 now.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Fultz has a look. Fultz with a shot off the mark.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited until the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
Time to shuffle things up. Sixers control it. To Fultz. Here's a chance from long range. Another, and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Ish Smith to Griffin. Knocked loose. Sixers have it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers.
When you're outmatched talent-wise, you cannot get outworked. Get that ball back.
Jimmy Butler can't ask for much more. He's perfect. 5 for 5 from the field. There's a toughness he learned under Tibbs at 2 stops, and no question, that rubs off on younger players.
There is something that Jimmy Butler does that no other player in the NBA does. He gets into your psyche. He gets into your head each and every possession. He enjoys the process of the fight. Every single blow. There is a pleasure in the pain.
Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Markelle Fultz to Embiid. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Fultz to Butler. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul to Fultz. Tough make through traffic.
I get up right back to it.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. From 18 feet at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The 76ers certainly didn't have a problem putting up points in the opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Pistons may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Detroit Pistons.
Game drive. Steals.
The Detroit Pistons are trailing so far, and that's mostly due to sloppy ball handling. The ball security needs to improve if they want to stay competitive in this matchup. The problem started early, and it didn't improve in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Fultz has the defense figured out, and his shots are falling for him. That's a lethal combination that will be hard to overcome.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half.
Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Pistons have it. Sixers have it.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
He throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Jackson with it. Down a bundle. And too much contact.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Griffin to Jackson. Taken by the Sixers.
Ooh, I think people are leaving already.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Jackson to Griffin. Driving right to the basket. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of it.
Markelle Fultz forcing that one there. Well defended. Jackson with it. His guys down big. Embiid says not this time. That's out. Last touch by Joel Embiid. Jackson. Fultz there for the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Philadelphia with the basketball. Slam dunk for Markelle Fultz.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Knocked loose. Oh, if you're a fan, you love the will and the want. Oh, look out. Blake Griffin. He struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Got it.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
And Jay, they call the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Ish Smith, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Knocked loose. Sixers have the basketball. Markelle Fultz to Simmons. Ben Simmons! The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Redick. Embiid, good for 2.
Can we take a second to talk about the most gregarious personality in the NBA? We don't trust in the process. No. We're beyond the process. Joel Embiid has emerged as this generation's Shaquille O'Neal, and he's done it in a variety of ways. He's a dominant big who doesn't shy away from the physicality of the game. Probably the reason why he was up for Defensive Player of the Year. And also, he has a personality that baits you into a conversation, whether you like it or not, and he's pretty hysterical. This kid is going to be a star in the league for years to come, and you better pay attention to what he has to put down.
Nice work inside by Markelle Fultz.
Probably option 3 right there on the court, but every player is a threat. No excuse for that easy bucket.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Number 22, Wilson Chandler. And number 0.
And draws the foul.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Ish Smith. He's got 2 shots coming. For his career, 66%. And he connects on the first free throw. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Fultz into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line, because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Lazy pass there, and it's intercepted. Knocked loose. And the defender over-pursues, and he's called for it.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Ish Smith at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Off the mark. 0 for 2 at the line. Nice touch around the basket. With the tip.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Changes coming from both sides right now.
Stepping in for the Pistons, number 9. 1 minute.
Fultz to Redick. J.J. Redick. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Embiid. Good. Off a spin.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
So Luke Kennard lets it fly from long range. It's good. That's the shot they wanted him to take.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
to Luke Kennard. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Drive here, but the shot stays out. 4-3. Second effort, and a put-back slam. 20-footer at the buzzer. J.J. Redick. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game. Long key from 3/4 court, 3/4 complete. And the 76ers have to be feeling good. It's been a compelling game so far. The 4th quarter is underway. Simmons to McConnell. It goes down.
I remember my high school coach said 1 man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
It's Detroit's ball to Smith. Sixers have it.
Don't play scared now. Let's push the ball. Let's get this lead up.
J.J. Redick. That's now 5 in a row without a single miss.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Griffin. Knocked loose. Griffin from the outside. No good.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Jackson taken by the Sixers.
I'm looking at the bench right now, and the coach is saying, keep pushing it, keep going.
The assist from number 20, Markelle Fultz.
Jackson with it. Looking to make something happen. Has a chance. Wide open look, won't go. Fultz with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Slams it down.
I know there's that old saying that says 1 man can't beat 5, but we're watching 1 man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
To Griffin. Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Markelle Fultz. Oh, nice find for the basket.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Here's Smith, matched up with Jimmy Butler. Kennard. preparing to shoot at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Ish Smith, couple of free throws on the way. He struggled so far. First free throw is good. So he hits the first, misses the second. Fultz into the front court. He'll run the offense. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Pistons ball here. Knocked loose. And abuses the rim. Big finish for Andre Drummond.
An easy two, get back on defense.
Simmons to Fultz. Easy path to the rim.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
And scores.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Reggie Jackson, guarded by Jimmy Butler. Count the basket at the rim.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
Simmons to Fultz. And the nice finish at the rim.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Ish Smith passed it off. From the painted area, won't go down. And they call the foul. Careful there, Jeff.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Time for some new personnel into the game. Ish Smith matched up with Jimmy Butler. Knocked loose. That's out of bounds. Last touch by a Sixer, so it stays with Detroit. Ish Smith. Griffin. That won't go. Fultz to Embiid. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
So important to take care of the basketball. Easy two on the other end after the turnover. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Get the cameras out. Flash on.
That's going to make a nice poster.
To Simmons. Count the basket inside.
And when people talk about vision, people usually talk about the vision to make the pass, but how about seeing the chaos in the traffic before the pass even occurs? That's next level vision. How can I catch people out of position defensively? That's what we saw in that last possession.
And this will be out of bounds off of Butler. Griffin. Jackson. Misfires. It's no good. to Fultz. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Sixers. Count the bucket for two.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
Knocked loose. Sixers have it. Now a whistle and a timeout for Philadelphia. High fives all around. This game is well in hand in the final minute. The Sixers are victorious as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go. The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The 76ers put their opponents away in a blowout. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Here are the guys who put up the most points. For the Philadelphia 76ers, the Pistons
Lost this game long before the final buzzer. And it's games like this where veteran players can be so important. They've been through these types of blowouts, and they know what it takes to keep a locker room united.
check out the leading scores for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Steals. Player of the game.
Fultz and his triple-double were the easy choice for this award. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.